this is happening. So for today's video, I decided to jump on the bandwagon because I've seen a lot of art YouTubers do what they drew back in high school and primary school. So I decided to join the club and show you guys all the stuff that I've dug out, that I have found from back when I was young doing art at school. This is it. So I've got grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 10, 11 and 12 right here. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it could be quite long. Actually, one of these books is not even an art book, it's actually just a book that I had for camp, but I did draw some interesting things in it, so that one will be really quick. Book number 1, grade 6. Yeah, it goes to the back as well. This could get quite interesting. I had a quick look before I did this video just to have a look at all this stuff because I have not revisited it for so long. And there's some really cringy and embarrassing pieces in here, so I sort of contemplated whether I was actually going to do this video because I was a little bit embarrassed, but here we go. This is not going to be a continual video. I'm going to be cutting pieces out of this because there is quite a few things in here that's quite sensitive, and that's got other people's names on it that I don't want, you know, people to see. Yeah, so this is my grade 6 book, so I was 11 years old. Yeah, look at that lovely piece of work. This is the camp one. This isn't the art one, but I did incorporate a fair bit of art into this one. This one's a bit of a sad picture with our Anzac Day that we have here with all the soldiers. So, you know, this one was quite cute. You know, little girl running to her dad and her mum's crying that her dad's home now, so... And this monstrosity, this was one of my characters I made up when I was 11. Mean Juggy. Celebration in the kitchen. And this piece, I actually entered this into an art competition. And I think I got 2nd place for this. Yeah, I got the certificate somewhere for it. But yeah, I copied it from a game many years ago, and I don't even know what the game's called now, it's that long ago. Oh, and here is some of Juggy. They're doing some activities. War. Must have been a war theme on this camp that I went on. Oh yeah, see? Even as an 11-year-old I was bloodthirsty. Look at this. Oh my lord. It's got some guy getting run over by a tank. He's getting his head blown off. And what is going on here? I don't even know what this is. This guy's got his head blown off as well. And he's just been shot. Landmines. Yeah, even as a child I was sadistic. What the? That's terrible. Ah, that's that one done. Now this one is grade 7. Now here is a motorbike I drew. So it's grade 7, I was 12 years old. All this is, I was drawing motorbikes that I love my bikes and cars. Now I only assume this is from a game. This must be from a game as well. See, a lot of these pictures were copied. I copied a bit of them. Oh, and here I had an obsession with Gwen Stefani, so you'll see her throughout this book. Here's another Gwen Stefani picture. Tassie Devil, because he's my favourite. Tassie Devil again. Now this thing's weird. Spot the weird things that are wrong with her. She's too skinny. Her head is too big apparently. I would have thought her neck would have been an issue, but anyway. I've got just crap. Weird body shape. Funny feet. Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani. Now this picture, I'm pretty sure. So See, back then I wouldn't even have known that this was kind of like an anime type picture, which I am not a fan of anime. You'll never see me draw it. But yeah, I think I copied this from somewhere. I would have. We've got some pages folded over. Obviously I didn't like them because they're actually glued. Another one, Gwen Stefani. Supermodel. Oh, headless. Obviously some perfume ad that I copied. I don't know what this is, but obviously it's some sort of model, because I did have a bit of a obsession with drawing models when I was little, and I totally stuffed her. Apparently I've written there. Blank page. Whoa. Here's another one. She's got no facial features. Here we go. Two sisters, both evil. Oh, she is a water maiden. Oh, that's offensive. Some sort of sad angel. And then I started to draw album covers because I really wanted to be in a band called Citrus. So there's a lot of this in there. This is obviously, I think I copied this from a gaming magazine back in 1997. And there's another picture of Gwen Stefani. And there's some more album covers. Quite embarrassing. More album covers. Quite embarrassing. Pretty much themed on No Doubt. And there's me working out some album covers. Some logos for the band. Another album cover. And then I did a No Doubt one, because that's my obsession. And I draw a car. That must have been the car we had at the time, I'd say, because it looks like something that my parents would have owned. Alright, that's that one out of the way. Alright, so some of these were from when I was in grade 8 now. So this is when I was learning about, obviously, primary colours, secondary colours, your neutrals. Now this one was this. You're gonna love how I wrote my name. But I got an A for it. And it's quite disturbing. So it's got some Jack in the Box weird stuff going on over here with typical hands I like to draw with really long creepy nails. Then I've got an excavator with a coffin with a snake looking on from this scene here. Wow, I was a messed up child. A cross? No, actually I think that's a sword with a snake wrapped around it. Then this is a vase full of worms. Someone's trapped. Medieval style. This is disturbing. A car. And I think this was modelled off a game I liked at the time, which was on the Super Nintendo, which was called Zero. Now this is supposed to be a lovely picture of a beach, but as you can see, I've done it's a cloudy day, and yeah. Now these were my classmates at the time. We had to do self-portraits, so I think they were done in watercolor, but I drew them in pen. As you can see, some of the outline is just pen, and yeah, went over it with watercolor. So probably not too shabby for a 13-year-old. I thought it was pretty fabulous at the time, and I got an A for it. Alright, so now this is, I think this is still grade 8. Yeah. So my tonal drawings. Ooh. Oh god, look at my hands. Oh, here's another. This is another portrait of somebody I don't know. Oh, that's pencil drawing some fruit. Oh, what we got here? Some chalk pastel work. They should be, I'm pretty sure they had the fixer on them. Oh, but look at my hand. Right, we had to cut faces out and put someone in there that we wanted to put in there, and I once again put Gwen Stefani in there. This was pretty cool. So obviously I think this was PVA, and we just splattered paint all over it. But he's working with textures, like this is like some sort of plaster with all the different effects when the watercolors sort of hit it. And here's some textured bits of paper. Obviously that's a sponge. Obviously that was a Hessian bag. I don't know what this was. Ceramics. This, once again, my obsession with Gwen Stefani is still present. This is all the planning I went into designing which pot I was going to do, but I ended up doing this shape. Painting with figures. Now this was awesome at the time. I look at it now and go, oh my god, but this was my love affair I had with Veruca Salt, and my favourite member of the band was Nina Gordon, so I drew her. So here was some photocopied variations. I think I was trying to work out how I was going to block the picture on, I think I ended up doing it on a canvas, and it was really big and it looked exactly like that, but I did it with acrylics. I don't know where that is now. I think it's probably long gone. And mono paintings. Oh, this was stamp. Just doing a stamp. So it was actually supposed to be a creepy monster hand holding an hourglass that looked really creepy, but you sort of really can't tell. But that's, I think that's the original right there. I can't really tell what it is. Ooh, what is under here? This is exciting. Oh, that was underwhelming. This is my grade 11 book. What was going on with this cover? Oh, this is interesting. Oh, okay. Oil sticks with acrylic and spray paint. How about that for mixed media? Oh, it shows loneliness. Oh. So, grade 11, I was 16. 16. Hobgoblin charcoal. Media, ink with spray paint. Oil pastels. Apparently shows revenge. I don't know how that shows revenge, but obviously that's how I interpreted it back when I was 16. Media, PVA glue, oil pastels, ink, chalk pastels, and acrylic. Life. Oh, this is deep and dark. So we've got a little bit of happiness, some dark stuff going on there, which is obviously an eye with a dark pupil, like a doorway to darkness. And obviously heartbreak. Oh. What we got here? Media, chalk pastels, and sealer. Oh, she's nude. Looking down a hole, apparently. Acrylic with thickeners and ink. That's disturbing. That's something you'd see from a patient at a mental institution. Oh, here we go. Betrayal. And the emotions get darker. That picture speaks to me. Oh, hello. Oh, this is the dragon picture I did. I don't even know where this is. What have this got? Oh, look, this is gouache. I've actually used gouache. There you go. Yeah, so we've got this picture. That's the full picture of all these little fairies trying to bring this dragon down. So if you see here, these are photos that they took, the teacher took. You've got this one's just stabbing spears into the dragon. and then you've got all these just trying to escape and casting spells just to try and bring down this poor defenseless little dragon. What's this one? The nature of art. Original idea. Well, she's another nudie, another nudie, another nudie. Okay, well this was my process of making this vase, which I've got somewhere packed up, so yeah, I'm not gonna get it out, but as you can see, these were my brainstorming ideas, which I've got there, brainstorming. Actually, I brainstormed more back then when I was younger than I do now. I'm impatient now. So this is the process. I was actually gonna make a human wrapping around the vase or having a body behind it. But this is pretty much what it ended up looking like, was that. And the purpose of it was pretty much the lines of life run around, and you could take this path or you could take that path and it all leads in a similar direction, or it can lead in a completely different direction like this one. You could take this path down to here, or you can take this path and it just leads the same way, but you've just gone a different journey. Sculptures. Can't remember what happened with this one, but there was some doodling. Oh, and I did a scary scarecrow. I did a scary snowman. Diversity in art. This will be interesting. Alright, look, oh Jesus. The hell is that? She's got a tree as a head. That's just what nightmares are made of. And this is pastel chalk and oil pencils. It's just a girl sitting on what appears to be a planet. There's some chalk pastels here again. Must be set. Here's what it looked like. That's my vase I drew with the hands. Oh yeah. That's a scary looking photo. Chalk, lead pencil. Oh god. Another face that's failed. Here's some more pastels, which I'm actually going to try and work on a fair bit this year, is because I bought some chalk pastels and I really want to work on that, because clearly I need to. And finally, I don't even know what this is. And finally, my grade 12, the last year of my art at school. Some of those hands I like to draw. Hourglass and my name. So this here is life. All the things that make up life. There's another one of my glue things. Alright, so this is my brainstorming here of this next project I was doing. That's actually represents, you know, that's, well, that half is supposed to be normal. Well, to me that is actually normal, which is actually quite scary. And then that half is what happens when you do drugs. So let that be a lesson. This was actually a bit of a fail. When I got to grade 12, I really didn't want to be at school. So even in art class, I just sort of didn't apply myself. So this here was a bit of a monstrosity. Here's more, you know, planning on what I was going to do, and it was like a paper mache monstrosity, really. I didn't get very good marks for this, and this is pretty much the result of what like, even the teacher was like, what were you thinking? Like, there's me. Can't see me real well, which is good. And there's me painting it at school. And then there is, yeah, what it looked like. It was creepy as hell. It was, and it didn't even dry. It got really moldy. So moldy. Like, I cut it open. It was still leaking water after, I reckon, a good couple of weeks. Because I just put that much water on it. And I ended up just throwing the whole thing away. Salvador Dali was a huge influence on me. Oh, I still love his work. So yeah, this ended up being a project on me portraying loneliness, pretty much. So this was some more brainstorming, and that was sort of the end result here of it. Philosophy on art. Some fairies. That's some blank pages right there. That's what the end result was. And it was another picture that got turfed out because it wasn't that great. And then after school, I just used this book as some sketches, for just some random sketches. So this is actually quite funny here. Cheer up even when life gets you down because shit happens. Look at all the little turds. And this one's actually quite a funny story. My grandfather, he decided he was going to come up here because he lives in New South Wales. So it's about a 6-hour drive up here. And my auntie lived behind us at the time. He decided he was not even going to come and visit me. So I got very upset. And I said, this is the brainstorming I did for the card that I actually did this up on Microsoft Paint. And it says here, I'd like to say thanks for coming to town and not coming to see me. And I drew a little guy with his butt hanging out, pretty much to say, you know, that's how I felt. So that's actually quite funny. This was going through my tattoo phase at this point in time because I really wanted a tattoo. So I was about probably 18 and I started drawing. I started getting ideas for tattoos and get the angel and demon thing going on there with some other weird things. Oh, it's getting a bit dark in here. That's better. So we've got some more little doodles I've drawn in. I don't even know what some of it means. I've just drawn random things. So a lot of this was probably copied too, I think. I think a lot of this was taken from other pictures and I just drew them. So I'm not trying to pass this off as my own work. I think I've drawn some of these from actual other pictures. So this one's really cute. The puppy's like, oh, I can't play with the cat because I'm gonna hurt it. And here's just a chick, ballet chick, laying down. And this one's quite interesting. There's a fruit war going on here. So the war of fruits, trying to accept tomatoes as a fruit. So there is oranges trying to accept tomatoes as a fruit. This was a drawing I did of my dad. Sitting there picking his toes. And this was my budgie. You can see him here. He died in 2013, I think. Yeah, and he was awesome. And I drew him while he was sleeping one night. Actually drew it on the 2nd of December 2004. So that's when I drew that. So I was 20 at the time. But I like to draw him. He was his favourite toys. He had a little chicken, he had a cuttle shell, and he had Buzz Lightyear as his friend. He loved those things. And that was his mirror, but he didn't really like his mirror. That was an attempt at drawing my first car. That was a VL Commodore right there. And for all you people that don't know what a VL Commodore is, Google it. It's an Australian classic car. Well, it's an Australian car anyway. Another attempt at the budgie. And here's some fairies. And here's a chick with her heart popping out of her chest. With a hand that's not fully drawn. And this monstrosity, oh my god, what is... I'm pretty sure I drew her with no references. I just drew her out of my head. And there's an attempt at a demon. More ideas for tattoos. There's a chick. More ideas for tattoos. As you can see, I've got a heartogram because my favorite band in the whole wide world is Him, and they are awesome. There's another heartogram, another dragon with a heartogram, and this was the decision. I drew myself there. That is. I actually lied. When I said I've never drawn myself up until I did the 30-day sketchbook challenge, I lie. I just forgot about it. So that is the tattoo that I ended up getting that from a tattoo site, and I replaced this. I don't know what was here, I can't remember, but I replaced it with a heartogram, and I've actually got that tattooed on my hip. It looks very haggard now because it's like 15 years old and it's just all bled into each other, so the tattoo looks terrible. But yeah, because I absolutely love Him. Best band ever. So the heartogram, another attempt at drawing my first car, but with a turbo. Here is my obsession with the teddy scares. I got that far and never completed the drawing. Attempt at an owl. I don't know what that is, that's quite frightening. And here is some ones these were copied. That was copied from one of the 7 Deadly Sins drawings, which I cannot find on the internet anymore. But they were a really cool drawing set and I had to replicate it. And this here is another one I copied. I think I changed maybe a little bit of her, but I pretty much copied her to a T, but I don't know who done the drawing and I can't find it since. So yeah, it's another one. And I've shared this one on Instagram. This one I think I made up from my head. I can't really remember because this is as I was getting older now. I was probably about 24 or so, and this was purely copied. This was copied completely from a picture that I don't know. Now this was a chalk picture of my dog, who is no longer here. She died back when I was 21, so she's been gone 14 years nearly. So yeah, she is, yeah, that's my old puppy. And this was, here is my this was Pirates of the Caribbean. This was copied completely. This was another picture that I copied. I just made it bigger because it was so small on the internet. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. Drawing some hands, working on some of my body parts that I'm not real great with. Oh, we've got some interesting stuff here in the back. Oh, this was my friend's band. That was copied and not completed. And that's actually it there, from a tattoo site. I ripped it from a tattoo site. Oh, there she is again. Half finished drawings again. And I've attempted to draw a dude, which I'm not. No, I don't draw a lot of guys because that's, I don't know, it's really hard to draw a guy. And a half finished demon again. Ah, that's it. That was my art journey from when I was very young and in school, and this one was slightly out of school as well at the back. It was actually weird to share that. I actually never thought that I would show anyone these ever again, let alone the whole of the world. Well, whoever watches it anyway. That was my art journey. And it was horrific. Absolutely embarrassingly horrific. But hey, we all start somewhere, don't we? Really? So hopefully you enjoyed that. It's a little bit different than what other people do put out. A lot of people just put out the sketchbook tours. I decided to put out a school art book tour from right up from in primary school to my high school and a little bit beyond that. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed me showing you these cringe-worthy, terrible drawings, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!